Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of the Just a Little Shady podcast. I'm your host, Hailie Jade, here with my lovely co host.
I'm Brittany Edney.
We are so excited to get started on this. We've definitely been talking about this and working on this for a while now, so we're ready to just jump right in. And I think with that, we want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, which is the double entendre in the name Just a Little Shady. So on one hand, we have the aspect that I want this to be a place where I can share more about my life, talk about things I've never talked about, and just for you guys who've been with me for a long time, get to know me a little better, and just new people get to know me a little better. And on the other hand, we're also going to be doing some hot takes on current events and talking about what's going on in the world and giving our opinion. And we are going to have a segment that we want you guys to get involved with too. So we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end. But with that being said, we are also going to use this time to get to know our co-host a little better and talk about how she ended up in this chair and how long we've been friends. So
Absolutely. How did I end up in this chair? So I've known Hailie for basically as long as I can remember, but we met back in elementary school in second grade. We sat next to each other in class, and her and I were very similar in a sense that we were both very shy as kids, and we were very focused on our schoolwork and took that way too seriously for second graders. But more importantly, we thoroughly enjoyed snack time.
still do.
Still is the core of our friendship.
Honestly.
It really is. And we both had Cheez-Its for snacks at lunch. And I really think that's how we first bonded. And then from then on out, I just remember being attached at the hip. Anywhere you were, I was. And wherever I was, is that right? Is that the saying? Is that how it goes? We were always together, and was basically like, I never saw my parents because I was at your house. Our parents would like fight over custody between the two of us. Because
Pretty much.
My mom would be like, no, they can come over. And
they can sleep here tonight.
Yes, because we had sleepovers like on school nights. Like we were basically like
all
sisters.
The time. Yeah, it was all the time. Well, elementary school, we were like always like traveling.
Yeah, we really were.
It was like, I don't know if I would say always, but it was always like something going on that I was like, Brittany needs to come to this. Brittany needs to come to that. So like, I remember going to Florida, California. I don't know where we went, but we went on a tour bus. You brought that back up.
We did. I was talking to you about this the other day, and I was like, do you remember back when I feel like I vividly remember being in your kitchen, and you were like, do you want to come on the tour bus? And I was like,
casual,
normal conversations. And I was like, what's a tour bus? And somebody was with us, and they were like, Hailie Jade, like not everyone knows what a tour bus is. And you're like, what? Like, honestly, to you, like that was,
I thought it was
somewhat normal. Yeah. Like, where was my dad's tour bus? Like that he took to work. No, but I remember going on that, and just all of our memories from being young were so cool and unique to look back at now, but at the time felt so normal and like not like anything strange or different. I mean, because we didn't know any better. We didn't know anything
and that wasn't
different.
That wasn't like the whole experience. Like obviously we were in a like normal public school. Like we never like thought anything was like different or
No.
Like, I don't know. We just had like so many normal experiences that when like something like that happened, I thought like, oh, everybody else does this too. Not realizing that like, no, that's freaking weird. And like looking back on it, it's like so fun to look back and like when we have these conversations like here or wherever, like thinking back as an adult, I'm like, wow, that's actually so surreal. And like those memories that like of me just thinking like those were normal things.
Yeah.
Now I look back and I'm like, holy crap. Like
it was really cool.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, even my mom and I were talking about it before. And I was like, how did you just let me, like, traipse off to, like, California, Florida? She was like, well, because, like, I knew you were safe. You were in good hands. And, two, she was like, you guys were experiencing things that, like, I could never give to you. And, like, when we went to Disney and
That was so fun.
I
I
know.
always like think about that time. Like we obviously we had to go, we went to Florida for, my dad was working on something and he was working the whole time, but he set up for us to do like the limo and take it to
Yeah.
Disney, and we did like the princess tea party, and he had like the dresses waiting for us. We were like both Belle or
it
whatever.
was so cute.
It was, and even then, like at the time, like we were so happy and like so excited, but we didn't like get to appreciate that moment as much as now when we talk about it and think back on
Yeah.
it. We're like, oh my god, that was just like
We need to find
awesome.
pictures of that because I feel like we were like little twins.
Yes, I know. We probably have so many funny pictures of us.
Oh, I'm
from-
sure.
Oh my gosh, I can vividly remember one. Do you remember when we used to go to the Pistons games all the time?
Yes, we loved the Pistons. I feel like your dad also loved the Pistons game,
Yeah.
and that's why we were there.
Well, we would all like, it was just something to do. Like, I mean, what else were we doing? So I remember
Super.
going, and I have pictures of like me, you, and our friend Tracy. And if we can find it, we'll like insert it here. But just like being so little and just like
We loved the little like
goofy and
noise
just loving-
makers.
eating hot dogs all the time there too. Like I
Absolutely.
vividly remember that. But yeah, no, we had a lot of good memories in elementary school. And then once we got to middle school, we kind of, there was no drama.
No.
But
You say that like there was drama. There was no drama.
Yeah, no, but there's no fun story. Like, I wish there was, but it was really just you became more social.
I think that's a
And-
good word for it.
Yeah, you were a little social butterfly.
Yeah.
And I still, for some reason, in my 6th grade head,
Yeah.
really took school seriously.
You were a good kid. Nothing wrong with that.
You were a good kid too. I
I
was.
was.
Yeah, I
You
was
were just following all the rules and thinking that your GPA in middle school counted
oh
towards
my
like
God.
getting into college or something. I feel like that's how seriously you took your grades.
Oh, I did. Because to be fair, like I believed anything adults said.
Yeah, like your permanent record, like that was just going to last like forever. Mhm.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I mean, I definitely did take school way too
Yeah.
seriously. And even high school was kind of the same situation for us. Like we would talk in school and we were always like friends, but we weren't hanging out outside of school anymore.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I was still taking school way too seriously. And at that time, I also didn't like drink or go to parties. Like I feel like everyone was doing that, but like I just didn't. I was so naive to
Yeah.
all of it. Like I remember going to a football game, and this was like the first and last one I went to. I remember going, and it was freezing cold outside. Everybody was just like jumping, screaming, having the time of their lives. And I'm like, am I missing something? Like,
No.
what happened? Like, did something exciting happen? And then like one of my friends came up to me and talked like right on my face, and I was like, oh my God, they're drinking.
Absolutely appalled.
Literally so appalled. It like hit me right in that moment, and I was like, I've got to go.
I
Like,
gotta go.
I thought that even being associated with like anyone there that was drinking, like I was going to get in trouble. And that's what's so weird about, like, I never got in trouble growing up. I also never did anything too, but like
No.
I was so scared. Like, I don't know. I thought if I did anything wrong, I was like a terrible human. I don't know. And like, not that those things are even wrong, because like that's just what kids do in high school. But like, I was just so like straight and
Straight and narrow.
yeah, like that was me. But once we got to college, we didn't go to the same college, but once we got to college and I was like sophomore year of college, I remember just being like, okay, like I have to make a change. Like I only have like a handful of friends, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like I still am close with my handful of friends that I was close with at that time, but I was like, I have to like start doing something different. So that's when I joined the sorority. And then it was like the summer after that, I was still close with our one friend that we were talking about that was at the Pistons game with us.
Tracy.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try again. Like she was still hanging out with you and like everybody from high school that like I knew and talked to in school. I just didn't hang out with. So I came back around, and then I feel like after that, it was just like so instant. Like I was close with everybody again, and like it was like just nice. And then after college, when I came home, I was like renting a place, so we always had everyone at my place. And then that's when me and you started getting close
Because
because
I would come over and I would linger around.
yeah, I guess linger is actually probably the perfect
Super
word.
appropriate. I still do it here. Like when we talk about in elementary school that we were always together, always had sleepovers. It's the same way today.
Yeah, I know. Nothing, I mean, that's what's the best kind of friendships though. Like nothing changed. Like
No.
as soon as we started hanging out again, it was like we were right back where we left off.
No time had passed.
Yeah. Those are the best though.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you ended up here.
It is. It's how I got to be in this chair today.
Yeah. But we're also going to talk about over the last week was 4th of July and our weekly recap, which we want to do like every week when we come on. We were together for 4th of July and we have a very positive, good story. And then we'll give you the bad news after.
Point at me like I'm the bad news.
I'm the good news. You're the bad news.
Okay. Good cop. Let's hear it. What was the highlights?
So best part of 4th of July weekend was, which this is crazy that we're even saying this. Like
it is.
We're golf gals now.
We're golf gals. And honestly, I agree. That was the most fun of the trip. And Hailie was Tiger Woods on the golf course. It was crazy.
I mean, I swear. And I always hate when people are like, oh no, I suck at that. Like I'm not good at that. And then like they're amazing.
That was
you. Just like you despise them. You're like, you screw you. That was 100% me. And I'm not ashamed though.
See, because I was the same way as you going into it. I'm like, I'm just out here with a golf glove and a dream and and I just drove the cart around and I had the best day ever. But I tried to like, golf a little bit, but you golfed the full 18 holes and you were doing really well.
I feel like that's like with everything in life though. It's like when you're not thinking too hard or like trying too hard, you just do so much better.
Yeah.
And that was like that for me. Like I've never played 18 holes ever. Like we've only ever played 9 and I could count on one hand like how many times I've actually played. So I genuinely was like, oh, I'm not that good.
Right.
But then like it was just like the perfect scenario for me to just like have fun in.
Yeah, just a bunch of girls.
And I think too, because like even though everybody wasn't playing that good, everybody was having so much fun.
We really were. We were like, I don't know if you're supposed to do this on a golf course, but like blaring like Nicki Minaj and just like having the time of our lives on that golf course.
Oh yeah, we were probably having too much fun.
That's exactly it.
That's the best part though, because like we were also having so much fun, but I was playing so good. And so I was like, as soon as we got back after that, I was like, that best weekend, like best 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
Not knowing that when I left the next day, I would be getting some phone calls and text messages about a little mishap at the lake house that I had just left.
I would like to say that the highest highs come with the lowest lows.
Facts.
And so we were at my family's lake house for the weekend and we had a little like sign up sheet for people to bring like breakfast food, water, what have you. And one of my friends texted me and was like, how do you feel about fireworks? And so I talked to my family and we're like, oh, we like fireworks. They're responsible kids because it was like 3 of them that were going to bring them. And one of the nights they were setting them off and being very responsible, like taking all the precautions. And one of the fireworks malfunctioned. It was like one of the last ones they were doing, which was like, we were having so much fun with it too. Like everyone was like chanting their names. Like you could tell.
Of course.
It was hilarious until it wasn't. And one of the fireworks went in every direction but up. It went towards the woods, towards the house, towards the bonfire, towards the boat, which I was on with my boyfriend. And he like tackled me and he was like, get down. And I was like, what's going on? Because it all happened so fast. It almost seemed like fireworks. It was like those ones that start at the ground and then like go up in the air. But he was clearly more aware than I was. So luckily nobody was hurt. But I have been seeing this happen on multiple other TikToks. I don't know if it's just like because it happened and I've like been talking about it with people that's coming up in my feed. But I've seen like trucks being like set on fire, like really scary stuff. And I know you had a crazy situation with fireworks too this weekend.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about it like after the situation happened, that like we're just so over fireworks because like people get hurt, animals get hurt, like it's just all not the best situation.
Mm-mm.
But we were up north, and we went across the street to like this convenience store that's on the corner, and you have to cross like a 55-mile-an-hour road to get there. And so we were coming back, and we see like a car stopped and it's honking, and then like we see a shadow of like a German Shepherd, and the neighbor has a German Shepherd. So we were like, oh my God, it's the neighbor's dog. So we start calling him, and he starts coming to us, thankfully. But then coming the opposite way on the 55-mile-an-hour road is another car who obviously doesn't see like what's going on. So here's me not thinking, throwing my hand down the road, being like, stop, stop. And finally this car slams on the brakes and stops.
Thank God.
I know. But and the whole night after, like, everybody was like, you shouldn't have been doing that. I'm like, if it was my dog, I would want you to do the same.
It was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I was real life Tyra Banks in life size.
Seriously, I don't know what I thought I was. Like, I honestly don't know. But I was like, this dog is not getting hit on my watch.
No.
And it was all because the fireworks going off down by, like, where we were. And so he just, like, wandered away because he didn't know where to
I
go.
was scared.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm so over them. And we don't even bring our dogs up north anymore because they're so terrified. And we've had instances where we've thought and they've, like, escaped because they were so scared. And it's just, like, not fun anymore. I'm like, I'm all for, like, the professional shows where, like, everybody's a safe enough distance away. Like, if anything goes wrong, like, people are on standby. Like, but when individuals are doing them, it's so stressful. I'm like, please nothing go wrong, please no animals escape, please no. And like when you told me that story, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah, no, but you were telling me about the TikToks that you were seeing, and I was like, I'm just over it. And I also don't want to see any of these TikToks anymore either. But on a more happy note, we were also talking about TikTok because you showed me
I'm obsessed with this trend.
the best trend that I've probably seen
It
in
makes
a while.
me so happy. It's for the new Minions movie. I think it's called like The Rise of Gru. And people are just gathering in like large groups, putting on suits, and then playing like, I think it's one of the songs off the soundtrack, and just going to the movies and treating it like it's like a red carpet experience. Like, I don't know how this started, but I know it's ending with theaters saying like, no teenagers in suits here. So now like people at like elderly homes, like nursing homes, are like, you know what? We're not teenagers. We're going to do this.
Oh my
And
God.
they're getting all like dressed to the nines and going up, showing out at the movie theater and enjoying this movie. And I just think it's like the funniest thing. Like, they're going up escalators, like making it a whole thing.
Yeah, the videos you showed me, I was like, wait, I kind of love this, and I
Yeah.
kind of want to do it.
I would be so down.
I feel like it would only be funny, though, if we wore our boyfriend suits.
They're our 6 foot boyfriends,
Yeah.
and we're like, just like having pants drag.
Can you just imagine? No, it'll look like those like fancy suits people are wearing on red carpets
Oh my
now
gosh,
that are like
yes.
6 sizes
We'll put
too
like shoulder
large.
pads in and like make our shoulders super broad.
Wait, so I feel like if you guys want to see us wear suits to the movies and go see Minions, go leave banana emoji comments.
Yes, absolutely.
Because apparently that's what Minions like.
They love the bananas.
I'm not a big Minion gal, but now I'm
Now
into
we
it.
are.
I'm into it. I want to wear the
Golf
suit
gals.
to the movie. So if you want to see it, go on any of our social medias, Just a Little Shady Podcast. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and comment the banana emoji, and we will post a TikTok of us going and
we will.
hopefully not getting kicked out.
Fingers crossed. We'll go to a theater that we don't like frequent in like hopes that our like pictures aren't like up in like
Posted.
the lobby, like, do not allow these people
There's
in.
just us like in
I
big
will
suits posted in the lobby.
I will lose it if we get kicked out. If somebody comes up to us, excuse me, but you gotta go.
I kind of want to see it anyways, because didn't you say like it's doing like so well?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's not all because of the trend. Like I just want to
Oh,
see
I think it is the trend. But I mean, I'm sure it's a good movie too. We'll see.
Yeah. Those ones always do well.
Yeah.
But also, speaking of doing well and watching stuff, I started Stranger Things.
Did you?
And I don't want to sound like too bandwagon, but I'm obsessed.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I tried watching it back when it first became super popular, like season 1, and I was in my basement alone, all the lights off, watching
news.
like
Bad news.
bad news. No, it didn't get much past like the first 10 minutes or so because I was terrified, and I've heard such good things about it, but haven't been able to pick it back up because I'm just scaredy cat, I guess.
No, so I did the same thing as you. I tried watching it alone at first, and I was literally just too scared. And I'm also not into sci-fi really, but I was like, you know what? I'll give it one more try because it was trending like all over again when this last season came out. So we started watching it, and I'm actually not ashamed to say this. I was going to say I was ashamed, but I'm not. I finished like I'm basically caught up. I'm not done with it, and I won't give any spoilers, but I'm almost caught up, and I literally started like 2 weeks ago. Not even.
No way.
And they're like hour-long episodes.
No way.
And I think sometimes longer. So I've
That's a little
definitely
impressive.
I've been getting through it real quick. But the acting is so good.
And the cast is like predominantly little kids, isn't it? Like they were young when they started.
Yeah, and that's actually what I was just going to bring up too, because I saw on TikTok this video saying that basically when you watch like scary movies or scary shows, like just as a viewer, your body like can't tell the difference between like watching something and actually going through something. And so like you process it and like it actually thinks that happened to you.
Because your brain doesn't know the difference.
Yeah. And when I started watching Stranger Things and I was like, holy crap, the acting is so good. And then I was like, wait, so do you think like kids who have to act like that, it like they think like their body process it as like it really happened?
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, wow, I'm sitting here literally terrified. I go to bed at night and I'm like, are the lights flickering? Whatever. And now I'm like, these poor kids, hopefully they don't like, I don't know. I feel like even now, like as an adult, like filming a scene like that, like let's say someone's chasing you, like with a chainsaw or something.
Nope.
Like, I feel like when I go home, I would be thinking about that.
I
Like,
would. I mean, I
like,
feel like I'm the same way. If I go see a movie that's scary or like something on TV that's like a commercial for like a horror movie on TV, I will think about that and it'll like end up in my dreams. If you're almost living that to the point where like,
right. How do you turn it off?
I don't know.
And
that's
especially
a good question.
scary stuff, because you hear about like people even getting like method acting for like the Elvis role.
Yes, Austin Butler.
Yeah. And so like imagine being like that, but for like a
something scary.
like
I couldn't do it.
Role. Yeah, no. That definitely, that scares me. But I mean the show definitely is kind of scary, but I don't know, the acting is so good and the story is so good. I just can't stop watching it. So yeah. But then I also saw on TikTok the little like drama with like Doja Cat and one of the characters from Stranger Things.
Oh my gosh, no. I saw that TikTok. I saw that there was something going on with Doja. Caught my eye because I was really excited. I was really excited to see her at Lollapalooza, but now she can't go. So that's with a cast member from Stranger Things.
Yes, and honestly, I would have never known if like one, I didn't just like start watching that, but two, I feel like I'm so weird in this way, but now every time like a popular show comes out or like a popular movie, everybody goes and like follows the cast members.
Yeah.
I can't do that. like, I don't know what it is, but like in the past, I've tried to do that, but like it ruins the character in my head. And like I want them to be living there like the
Like
character.
always
Yeah.
in the show,
character.
always
Yeah.
in character.
Yeah. So like I just can't do it. So I had no idea this character, he's like one of the main characters.
Mhm.
I had no idea his name in real life. So when I first saw this, I'm like, why is this such a big deal? And then like I realized like, wow, this actually makes a lot of sense because not only is Stranger Things like trending now, but like they're huge stars now
Oh yeah.
after like so many seasons or whatever. So I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like it's just like, yeah, that's the guy from Stranger Things. And then I was like, oh, well, I hope they figure it out. But yeah, no, that was fun. That was interesting. But speaking of little shade being thrown, we are actually going to conclude this episode with telling you guys about our plan to include you guys in our episodes every week. So we're going to have a link in our Instagram bio where you can anonymously submit your own shady stories, and we will read them at the end of each episode and get to know you guys a little bit, or at least your shady sides. And we are so excited to be doing this and get this first episode out to you guys. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.